I'm a lawyer and generally I'm working in criminal cases. That's why I have faced very incredible methods of crimes. I have listened the darkest secrets and the deepest fears of my clients. And actually, of course, they were so afraid to tell their families. That's why I was thinking that, okay, nothing can surprise me anymore. But one day I worked in a very interesting criminal case. There was a group of criminals and they were they were acting like old grave robbers. It doesn't work. uh, okay, sorry. And they were acting like old grave robbers, but actually they were stealing digital data from people, such as a name from a person, a photo from another social media, and identity details from the third person. And in the end of the day, they created a person who never exists, who never lived for a single second. And these criminals were trying to trick people by this identity. Actually, I cannot imagine how many people they made victims, how much money they made with this ghost identity. Because everything was so real, and in front of me, there was a ghost identity made of dead and living people. After this case, I was questioning, okay, it was a very interesting case, but how can I protect myself digitally? Will I not be able to find a peace even after I die? And just one little digital lie ruin my name, my family, and my whole career. Especially when we consider the power of AI, it's almost impossible to predict what can be done with our digital data. Because as you know, technology is growing so fast. And on the other hand, I have to confess that as a legal professional, human rights protection and our legal system are following this development from far behind. That's why today I want to talk about the effects of this gap on legal area, my concerns, and my ideas about the future of our digital data. Today, here, everyone in this room has a two versions of themselves. One is here, sitting and listening to me, and thank you for that. And the other one is in the digital universe. I'm calling it digital twin. But what is that actually? It's not on our photos or old messages. It's more than this. It's every post we like, every search on web, every location information, our voice tone or our writing styles and more. None of them disappear in the online and they are processed and analyzed by servers. Actually, this digital twin knows us very good. It knows which time we wake up in the morning, which song we will listen when we are sad, our fears, our weaknesses, and more. Because every little move we make online is feeding our digital will. That's why servers are collecting all this information and it has an ability to copy us. It can copy our sentences, it can copy our jokes, our reactions. It can reproduce our digital copy. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere we can have digital clones, maybe. That's why I believe that in the near future, if our family chat with our digital twin, even a Turing test cannot be enough to understand that it's not us, because digital twin knows us better than we know ourselves. It's a little bit dystopic, but against this dystopic scenario, we have a current right, which is the right to be forgotten. But this right is limited and reactive right. That means we can use this right only we are alive. When we die, our controls become zero. That's the problem. What will happen? Our data after we die, or who would control them? Because our social media will be open, our data will be accessible, an AI system can reproduce our voice, our texting, and more than this. And that's why this problem should be solved with a new right. I'm calling it the right to die digitally. Seems a nice name, but what covers it? Actually, whatever rights we have over our identity when we are alive, we should have the same rights over our digital soul. And for this, we have a very practical and applicable tool, which is digital will. Such as, I can leave my will about my property after my death, but why cannot I shouldn't leave my will about my digital data? That's why I should say after my death, let it delete my data, or just encrypt it then, or just transfer it to someone who I trust. These days, some private companies started to establish digital wills, but on the other hand, our legal system are not clear about digital wills, so we need a new thing, and we need build a new system with a principle, which is justice by design. In summary and in simple, it should be an obligatory for public institutions and private companies to have post-death data policies, which is applicable with our digital will. And otherwise, we will have no mechanism to protect our digital soul against the bad sides of the technology. Actually, we are talking all these issues because of one reason. In the human history, the first time, the death is not a certain solution to end a life story because of the digital data. That's why I'm asking you, if you disappeared tomorrow, who would own your story? A company, an algorithm, or you? The answer should be clearly you, and that's why we need to demand digital wills. We should talk about that, and we should build a new system with the right to die digitally. Because human dignity deserves to be protected when we are alive and when we are gone from this world. Thank you so much.